Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me, man. We got a nice interview for the people in the Flight Sports TV exclusive. Shout out to Kid Austin in the building. How you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, it's definitely an honor and a privilege to have you here with me this evening. You know, it's not too often we get championship fighters in the building. It's definitely an honor for you to be here. Introduce the people right now. Introduce yourself to Flight Sports TV.
Okay. I'm Floyd, Kid Austin Schofield, 19 years old, and I'm an up-and-coming prospect, greatest boxer of all time.
Right. What was the last statement that you said?
I'm the greatest boxer of all time.
Yeah, that's the mindset that you have to have. You look very young. Let the people know your age.
I'm 19.
You say you just turned 19?
Last Friday.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So how long you been in the game?
Since I was about 2 years old, my dad first introduced me to boxing. He didn't want me to box, actually. He wanted me to be a football player. But he introduced me to boxing, and I stuck with it all the way till I was 8 years old, and that's when I had my first fight.
Right. What was it like having your first fight?
Oh man, it was nerve-wracking. Like
She was like, the listeners have one.
I was so nervous and anxious, just ready to get it on, and it felt like hours. Like I was waiting hours just to get my job. And
so how long? You said you made it your job? You said you made it your job?
What do you mean?
We might have broken up on the last statement. You said that what was it like when you fought when you were 8 years old? You said.
I said it was very nerve-wracking. Like it felt hours just to get in that ring, and like we were only fighting 1 minute, but it felt like minutes, like 40 minutes each round. It was very nerve-wracking, but once I got it over with, that's all she wrote. Like it was just smooth sailing after that.
So what were some of your motivations getting into the fight game? You know, obviously you said your first fight was 8 years old, so you've been in this game a long time.
I think my first ever motivation when I was, 8, not really knowing what I was doing, is just trying to make my dad proud, really. Because at that point, it was just me and him, and I just wanted to make him proud and see that I could actually win this fight. So I think that was my first motivation.
Right. Speaking of your father, speak to us about the motivation that your father has given you.
He has given me a lot. I mean, seeing him grow up, we didn't really have much, and just seeing him, do what he has to do as a man and get his son in a better position. I appreciate everything he did, and he gave me the true meaning of hard work and dedication. If you put your mind to something, you can do it. It gives me a lot of motivation because I know the stuff that he went through, I know I can get through even worse. So it gives me a lot.
So you said your upbringing, you didn't have much. Speak to us some of the rough times for a minute, because it takes a while to get to this point. Give us some of the tough times, a little bit of a sneak preview of what it was like.
So, like, my dad would always give me stories. I wouldn't remember, of course, 'cause I was a baby, but we were homeless at one point. You know, it was nights where he couldn't eat. I'm the only one that could eat. He had to make sure I ate. You know, being outside in the cold, having to sleep house to house. Growing up, you know, I didn't really grow up in a boxing gym, just really in the house or, you know, being at my dad's job in the back. I have to come from school, go to his job, and we do mitts in the back when, you know, everybody leaves. Um, Not having a lot of money to go to amateur tournaments, but luckily we met some sponsors along the way that helped us out with that. And from there, you know, it just got easier and easier as I got recognized, really.
What was it like when you got recognized? Speak to the people. Like, what happened? When did you know that you finally kind of reached kind of like the national spotlight?
I was at the Canelo fight.
Mm.
Canelo and like I just got bomb rushed by a bunch of people because at that point I had like 20,000 followers, and at that, like, when I got there, I was just going to get a drink, I think, and like I could say about 70 some people came rushing me for pictures and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, this is nice. But I think really after that Devin Haney situation is really when I blew up. But
Right. What was it like watching Canelo live?
that was crazy. That man got power. I wasn't even a Canelo fan, really. I was really going there to watch Billy Joe Sanders. But, you know, seeing him live, it's a lot of energy. And seeing all his fans, you know, coming from around the world just to see him, you know, it's crazy.
Right. That's got to be, man. That's unbelievable. So give us your mindset walking down to the ring.
Um, you know, at first, you know, you're in the back warming up. You know, I try to keep some friends in the back, you know, with me because you don't want to be too serious all the time. Um, so we usually joke around and play a lot. And then I say about 30 minutes before I go on, that's when I get serious. And it's just walking out. I try to like get my mind in a different state, you know, where like you got to make yourself mad, basically angry, you know, tell yourself what you're doing it for, really, and then just go out and perform. And then when you walk out, you just got to keep a tunnel vision because, you know, what you probably have a crowd that don't like you or they love you, but at the end of the day, the only person you can see in that ring is your opponent.
Right, that's how you gotta have your mindset. That's crazy. You speak to almost like getting yourself mad, and I don't come from the boxing. I don't come from the sport of boxing. I came more from the basketball lane. So it's almost like your game face. You know, when you got a game coming up, you got to get in that mode. And I understand the tunnel vision. You got the crowd, everybody screaming, Lord knows what. You just got to be focused. What is that like blocking out the crowd? How long does it take for you to develop that?
I think as soon as I get to that curtain or that door I'm about to walk out of, you know, my dad is talking to me in my ear, you know, telling me what I need to do and, you know, just to focus on my job. And I think that's when, like, I don't see nobody. Like usually when I'm fighting, I don't see the crowd. It's literally like a sparring match. Like if the lights went out and it's just me and that person, that's how it always is for some reason.
Speak to the people today about winning your first championship. Let us know what championship you won and what it was like.
I got the Texas title, featherweight title, and like winning it felt good because, you know, that's, whether it's a Texas title or one of the bigger titles, you know, still a title. So at the end of the day, I was happy. But I say about 30 minutes into even having it, I just told myself, like, this ain't enough. Like, I told my dad, like, there's more to this. Like, I'm not settling just for this Texas title. So, you know, I really appreciate it, but it's really just sitting up at my other apartment in the closet.
Yeah, you definitely, like I said, you definitely are very humble. I could just tell. You won the Texas championship. You got your eyes on a brighter prize. Speak to us. What is that brighter prize that you really chasing?
give my family freedom. You know, I could care less about the money, the legacy. As long as my family's happy and they don't gotta work for nothing, then I'm happy. And then I can basically call it quits on boxing. Just making sure my kids don't have to worry about nothing. My brothers, my dad, my mom, you know, but everybody can just be good. Don't have to work a job ever in their life. That's what I think is the bigger prize to me.
Are you a father?
Nah,
Oh,
I am.
not yet. Okay, you said okay. You speaking for the future. Okay, that's how you got to think about it, though.
Yeah,
So you planning for the future. You know that's definitely good. You know
yeah.
you got a great head on your shoulders. So what was the other championships that you won? Was it only the Texas title?
Yeah, that's the only one I got now.
Okay. So will you be defending it shortly, or aren't you?
Nah, I told them I don't want to defend it. I need to fight for a different one. Like for August, no, October, my bad, 22nd. I'm supposed to be fighting for a bigger one, a continental or intercontinental. So like I didn't feel like defending that. I wanted something bigger and better. So that's what we're going after in October.
Right. So how's the sparring sessions like? Getting yourself prepared for in ring competition. Tell us what the process is like. Before the fights.
Really just like lots of meditation, studying my boxing, building my IQ because you're always learning. Don't ever think you're gonna stop learning and you know everything. You're always learning. So I'm always watching boxing. Um, I don't really spar that much before fights, or I don't really spar that much anyway. But when I do spar, I usually look for 6 rounds, and just really working on what I have to work on that I seen in my last fight. Really, because you're always gonna make mistakes, and you always want to fix those during your training camp. So that's what I really try to work on when I'm sparring.
Right. So you seen Canelo Alvarez. What are some of the other championship fighters that you've been able to see live, or even maybe have met? Speak to the people.
I believe Canelo actually is the only like champion I've seen live. Like I've
Right.
never been to a boxing fight, that big. Um, but I got to meet Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather actually FaceTimed me for my
Really?
yeah, it was
You said
crazy.
for your birthday?
Not for my pro debut.
Oh wow.
It was crazy. Um, Adrian Broner, of course, Robert Easter, uh,
Mm.
Devontae Davis. I was in training camp with him.
Oh, you dropping some heavy names right now, kid.
Yeah, Stevenson. I was just with him. Uh, he got me right for my last fight in March, I believe. Yeah, in March. He got me right. I did some sparring with him and Devin Haney, of course. Everybody know that. That's about it so
Right.
far.
Right. When's your next fight? Is it October 22nd, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep, yes it is.
Right. Okay. Wow. Who will you be competing against?
I don't know yet, but I'm looking for somebody undefeated. Um, right now, I'm looking for somebody like 14-0 maybe, just to get because I get them comments like, "Oh, you find nobodies, you find nobodies." But at the end of the day, people don't know you got to build your career still. I'm only 19 years old. I'm only 7 fights in, so I told my dad like, let me just fight somebody good so I can get him out the way so these people can be quiet and just let me go on about my career.
Right.
Yeah,
So no, continue. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to fight somebody undefeated just to get it out the way.
Right. Do you have any names? Have you called anybody out, or does the promotion pick it for you? How does the process work?
Usually, my dad he runs that aspect. He has a team that does picks the fighters for me. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Like if I have to fight Tank tomorrow, I gotta fight Tank tomorrow. Like I'm looking to fight the best, and not because I think I'm cocky or anything, or I'm bullheaded or whatever. I just feel like to be the best, you got to prove to be the best. I mean, it's boxing. You take a loss, you take a loss.
Right.
What it is, but you just get up and keep trying. And I feel like I can, beat them. Like they're not invincible. Like so,
Yeah.
I'm just here to prove myself and prove to the people. I'm here to stay, and like I'm on their level too. I got this experience. They just
Right.
older.
Absolutely. What's your record?
7-0 with 6 knockouts.
Six. Oh, damn. So, oh Lord. I mean, so would you consider yourself a knockout artist, or you don't? You're not gonna. You don't really like that title.
I don't really like that title, really, because you know I get comments from people like, oh, you only knock people out. You don't have boxing skill and this and all that. But at the end of the day, like that was the first thing I ever learned how to box. Defense first, foot movement. I just choose to go in and get them up out of there early because you don't get paid for overtime. So if people call me a knockout artist, all good. But like I feel like I'm just a pure boxer.
Right. So how often do you train? Is it every day, every other day? What's the process?
Yeah, I train every day, 3 times a day. The only days, I still do some training on Sundays. I do morning training, and I have the day off. Sunday's my only rest day, really.
Yeah, and that's still good. Even on the rest day, you get up in the morning and you still go at it. That's unbelievable. That's great. So, have you gotten any sponsorships or anything like that? Have anybody reached out to you? Have you signed with anything?
Yes, actually, I have a little bit of sponsor. I have mouthguard sponsors, restaurants, and all this other good stuff. Of course, the big ones will come in the future once I get on that big stage. But yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah, you gotta. That's good. Because do you showcase it on your while you're in the ring, or not
Yeah,
yet?
sometimes I did it in my last fight in Atlanta. I put them all on my trunks, and this one I didn't get to because my trunks actually came late, so they didn't have enough time. But my next one, I'll put them on.
Right. So who's in your corner? Is it just your father? Explain to people what's your team.
Really, my team is just my dad. Really, at the end of the day, because that's just who's been me and my dad. Even when I was young, we was the only ones in the gym or in the house doing what we had to do. But I got a cut man, and I have one of my fitness trainers that be in the corner too. He has the water and stuff. My cut man, of course, with the cuts, and my dad giving the instructions, and that's just how I'm gonna keep it. They not going nowhere, so yeah. That's my team right there.
Right. So, what about when you expand? Will you think you still would have your father? Obviously, were you looking to add anybody on? How do you vet people that you bring into your circle?
My dad always said, when we get on the big stage, he's gonna bring a bigger coach because he says he's never been on that stage before, so he wants a coach that can give me the right instructions, and that's my dad, so of course he's gonna be nervous and all this other stuff, so he don't want that. So yeah, of course he's gonna bring somebody in because they have more knowledge than him on that aspect. But as far as my cut men and stuff, I ain't gonna change that up because it's working now. So if I don't need to change it, I don't think I'm gonna ever change it really.
Right. I totally agree with you. What about how important is your defense in the ring? How important do you value that aspect of the game?
My defense is very important because that's the thing that stops me from getting bruised up and messed up in the fight. So, excuse me. My defense is very important, and this is boxing. You're gonna get hit. I mean, like you're not gonna block every punch. You know, so always keep your hands up. If you have your hands down, you always have to be on the lookout for punches coming from different angles, really, because sometimes I will notice my hands are down, and then I have to get out of the way with like a slip or a duck or even a jump back, and sometimes you can still get caught doing that. So you always want to keep your hands up and block punches. Blocking is the simplest way to get rid of a punch. So defense is very important when it comes to combat sports.
Absolutely. What about selling the fights? Let's say you got an opponent coming up. You know how fighters, they sell it. Sometimes they add that WWE aspect to it. Do you put some of that involved into it? Speak to the people.
Like I told my dad before, like if the person ain't, disrespecting me or, coming at me throwing shade, I'm not gonna do it just to sell the fight. I should be able to sell a fight just on how, big I am or how much people want to see me fight. That's how I plan on selling fights in the future, not by, trash talking or all this other stuff because to me, I ain't knocking anybody that do it, but to me, that's kind of corny because you're supposed to let your hands do the talking, and that's what my dad always taught me. Ain't no point on talking because if you talking and you can't back it up, that don't look good.
Right, and it doesn't make sense poking the bear either. In basketball sense, they say bulletin board material. You don't want to be giving out bulletin board material. But I do see the Conor McGregors, the Mayweathers. All of them, they do it in their own way. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on it. So that's crazy. So how far are you trying to take this, kid?
To the end, really, to the end as much as I can. Like I tell everybody, like once my family is straight and all this other stuff, what I got a box for anymore? That's all I really wanted at the end of the day. People are gonna know my name. I'm gonna have the money. I'm gonna have the belts. You know, it won't be no point on me taking any punishment any longer in the sport, which I won't take punishment. I'll just put that out there. But just to even get punches thrown at me, and I got everything that I wanted. I plan on retiring at like my early 30s, maybe my early 30s.
Right. So how important is social media? Instagram, the Twitters. How important is it? Do you use it in your camp?
Oh, that's very important. But my dad and my Davies team, they handle that aspect. But you're gonna need a following if you want to be big in any sport, really. I mean, because that's how you really gain your fans, you can say, and just having that all those people watching you is real important because you don't want to be some fighter with 2,000 followers and these promoters look at you and they be like, oh, you can't even sell out an arena. Like, why do we want to pay you? So social media is big, very big.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna take some questions from the panel right now. Rave Kingdom, you in the building. You live now with Kid Austin, first time ever on Flight Sports TV. Pay homage.
Yeah, how you doing, Austin, man? Glad to see you, man. Most definitely, man. We appreciate you coming in here and giving us an interview, man. I know, what I'm saying, you busy, you got time, you gotta go out there, do some night push-ups. You already know how we do. But anyways, and we Flight Sports TV, man. We appreciate you. I do have a great question for you, man. Especially we at Flight Sports TV, we love the music. All right, we like music, and I know boxing. They come out with a song. And look, what's your go-to? What you be listening to? What's the tunes? Keep it real. You young? Hey.
Like, what do you want to know? Like, training?
Hey, what's the music you listen before and after? What's your go-to when you just working out there? You know what I'm saying? What's that music you fuck with?
Well, when I'm working out, my homies, they hate it because all I do is train off art. Like, that's all I train off of. They hate it. But when I'm in the back warming up, about to come out, I'll probably throw on some Pop Smoke or some that type of vibe, just kind of angry, really. But I'm an R&B type.
Oh, R&B? Hey, I like that too.
Where you from, kid?
I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey, but I was raised in Atlanta.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You got that. See, I'm from New York. I'm from Long Island. You ever been to New York? Of course. You ain't never been to New York?
My dad's from New York, though.
Oh, word? Okay, so he definitely know about Long Island. Next time you tell him, let him know, Flight Sports TV. We from Hempstead. He gonna know it all. Nah, I'm messing with you. We're gonna take in some more questions, man. Like I said, it's an honor to be here. We got Kid Austin championship fighter in the building. We definitely need to pay homage. It's not too often we get championship humble fighters. Look at this young man in his position right now and the humbleness. Definitely take notes out there, ladies and gentlemen. DZ, what's the building? I mean, DZ, what's going on?
Well, what's going on, Flight? What's going on, panel? What's going on, Kid Austin, man? I see you have a bright future ahead of you, man. Like you seem like you have the whole world, and you have a bright future. I'm so confident about it. like as such a young prodigy right now, like what, like you're a great fighter, you got great skill, but what do you see? What do you want to be remembered for? Like when it's all said and done.
I think the biggest thing I want to be remembered for is being a role model, to other kids and, you know,
Mhm.
helping out, the homeless or people in need, because everything's not just about money and fame. At the end of the day, you want people to see behind the scenes. And I think that's what I want to be remembered for, just helping people out.
Yeah, yeah, and that's great because it's always as a role model, and as a skill fighter, you want to make sure that you're a good influence in your community, and you seem to have that sort of appeal, and that's amazing. And just one more question. We have a lot of greats like in boxing. Which guy do you really like to model your game with? Like who do you see, like who do you have similarities with, like who do you study
Um,
from? Yeah.
I study a lot of Marvin
Hmm.
when I want to be more popular. Uh, I see a lot of young Floyd,
Hmm.
and then I get a lot of Aerosmith for some reason. I don't know why.
That's what's up, man. Hey, man, kid, you have a bright future, man. Thanks for giving us the time.
All access decks. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. Shout out to the champ, Kid Austin. And shout out to the brothers in the chat and all those who are watching live on this YouTube stream. Yes, sir. Young Lion. Shout out to your dad, first of all, as well. You know what I'm saying? For going through the process to bring you into this world. And that's very important for fathers and son to have a bond, you know what I'm saying? Even beyond just father and son. So that's real cool that he's in your corner, that he encouraged you to keep going. You look at him as an inspiration, and you look at him and you accept his influence in advising you on how to pursue your career. So shout out to fathers and sons. That's very important. That bond is very, very important. Yes, sir. So, young Kid Austin, you a champ. You're a young man, and you seem like you're very hungry, and you're taking everything that's on your plate, and you don't chew it up, and you're gonna regurgitate it and show them who you really is.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to sponsors, do you have to acquiesce to anything that they demanding in order for them to be a sponsor, or are they just knocking the doors down to come into your camp?
Can you repeat that? You were breaking up a little bit.
Oh, yes, sir. When it comes to sponsors, and seeking out sponsors, do you get the type of rejection when it comes to sponsorship because they want you to be a certain way? They want you to be loud. They want you to be, noisy. They want you to be, show some ignorance or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? To promote yourself, or the sponsor just is coming to your doors and you the one picking out who you want to associate your brand with.
I have both really. I have a lot of sponsors, that will come to me, and they want to help me out. Some just make money, and then some just being kind. And I have the ones, that want me to act a certain way. But like I tell people, like I'm not gonna act a certain way just to please somebody else. That's what I say. Like if they don't want me for me, and they don't think they can make me big off of my personality, then we just can't work together. So that's really how it is.
Yes, sir. And are you familiar with the Ball boys like Lonzo Ball,
Man,
LiAngelo Ball, and
Uh-oh.
LaMelo Ball?
yeah, I be using Milo all the time now. Be on 2K.
Word, you on 2K? What system? We know it's Flight Sports TV. We got it all.
Xbox One and PS5.
Okay, I got the PS5 and I got the Series X. What's your go-to? Of
Uh,
course, the 5. PS5.
yeah, PS5 definitely.
So what's you nice and you got Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, got more
Oh,
11.
you're 11. Oh, you said that like you nice.
I am. I be button mashing and whatnot.
Listen. Let me tell you something, man. I'm a complete legend in Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna go down in history. So whenever you got some free time, it's natural.
Got you. Hey, too.
2K? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You might catch me. I gotta get my game back. 2K coming out next week now.
I already pre-ordered it.
Oh, of course. Listen, we all did. If you didn't pre-order 2K, something wrong with you.
Yeah.
It's Flight Sports TV, man. It's crazy. SMG, what's going on?
Yo, what's good, Kid Austin?
Uh,
I have a question. First I want to say shout out to the panel, shout out to Flight for giving everybody here an opportunity to voice our opinion and talk for a young and up and coming start. And my question is what is your favorite striking move? And what is your mindset going into these boxing matches? Are you coming in just to knock out a dude, or you coming in slow, reading out your dude? What is all that?
Okay, so my favorite, it'd probably have to be my left hook or jab, because jab is important. And coming into the fight, I always try to just remember, what I'm doing it for. Just get my mind right, have my motivation set. That's really it. What was the other part of your question?
Oh, I said, yeah, you answered it. I said, what do you come into the match? Are you reading out your guy, or are you just coming there straight head knockout? What is your thought process?
Yeah, I come in just box it, fill them up, see what they have. If I see, they can't really deal with me, then I start, becoming a performer and start all hard punch.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we got Vern in the building. What's going on? You live on Flight Sports TV with the boxing champion, Kid Austin.
Oh yeah. Flight, hey, Flight, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kid Austin. Hey, boy. Hey, look at young man. Look at young man. I'm 62 years old, young man. I'm an old man, but I don't even remember what I was doing at your age. But I'm gonna tell you something else, though, man. Stick real close to your family. I like the way. Look here, I'm gonna tell you something. Me at being 62, going on 63, real close to it. You got it together more than I do, my brother. You got it together upstairs. I don't know if you got it from your father. I don't know if you got it from whomever you got it from, bro. You got it. I tell you, whoever you got it from, you stick with them. Did you hear me, young man?
Sir.
And another thing I say to young man is this. Look here, Kid Austin, go out there to Austin, Texas, and man, just beat everybody down there in Austin, Texas. You got 2.5 million people. You got 2.5 million people out there. You hear me,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother?
I got
love you, young man. Keep up the good work. Hey, look here, and tell your father too. Thank him. Tell him I said thank you for bringing y'all back here.
Oh yeah, he can hear you. He upstairs watching it.
Well, we appreciate you,
I
Pops.
love you. Hey, look here.
We love you.
Hey, look
Flight
here.
Sports TV.
Hey, look, we love young prospects.
I appreciate that, sir.
I appreciate you. Definitely. People are very excited to have Kid Austin in the building. We got Pops upstairs watching it. It's just a legendary evening. Before we get out of here, Kid, you got any shout outs, anything? Speak to the people and let us know.
I want to shout out to Dad, of course, because even though he's not here, he is here. He upstairs. I want to give a shout out to my dad. I want to give a shout out to Davies Entertainment. I want to give a shout out to my little brothers, Michael and Alion. I want to give a shout out to the homies. Y'all know who y'all are. And myself. That's it.
That's great. Before we get out of here, also let us know where they can find you on social media.
At Kid_Austin1 is my Instagram. For Facebook, it's Floyd Schofield III. And for Twitter, it's Kid_Austin11.
Okay, and then like I said, last one before we get out of here, let us get a drop. Let us know Kid Austin just stopped by Flight Sports TV. Give us a shout out.
Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out Flight Sports TV.
Let them know Kid Austin just came through because you know you about to rack up them chips. Let us know Kid. Let us know Kid Austin. Is in the building. Kid Austin on Flight Sports TV.
Here, the greatest of all time, and I hope y'all keep bringing me back because I really enjoyed this interview.
Definitely. Listen, we want to make this an avenue for you. The door is open whenever. You understand? Something go down in the next hour, you need to get it out. It's Flight Sports TV. We got the door open for you. This is your channel. It belongs to you. And like I said, the door is open for you. It's an honor that you're here with us, giving us your time. All right, so we about to get up out of here. Hit us up on Instagram, Kid. I got you locked down. We appreciate you. It's Flight Sports TV. We got the boxing champion, Kid Austin, in the building. Keep working. Yeah.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.